Just before this video starts, I'm not insulting or putting a bad image on these servers in either way. The Hive and NetherGames servers are both great. It took a long time for these servers to be made, and I respect them both. I have no bad intentions or want to reflect any bad thoughts about either of them. This is purely my personal opinion and data I've collected through some study. I've had no bad history with either of them. The staff on both servers are supportive and helped me with all my questions and supplied answers. With that out of the way, enjoy the video. There will be three areas we'll be covering in this video: hit rate, games, and community. Hit rate is how you hit players and if you can combo them. Games are based on the minigames that each server has. And lastly, community is based on the player base, cheaters, and how good the staff are at handling heavy requests. Hit rate. The hit rate is always different on each Minecraft server. Hive has a more direct hit system where you have to jump in order to combo. This means that the player will take less knockback and will benefit from a higher click rate. Overall, this server's hit rate, I'd rate it a 7 out of 10. It's not really a massive section to cover. Basically, you hit players and they get knocked back a specific distance, but that's about it. On NetherGames, however, people tend to take more knockback, so most people would get comboed by players who know how to W-tap properly. There's also a limit of 15 CPS, but no restrictions on how to click, such as butterfly or drag clicking. Overall, no restrictions, fast clicking, but it doesn't allow you to go over 15, which is good. It's like a good middle point. Overall, 8 out of 10. Really good. Let's move on to the next section, which is games. On the NetherGames server, it has 12 different games you can play. They are Sky Wars, Bed Wars, Conquests, UHC, Murder Mystery, Survival Games, Skyblock, Arcade, Creative, Factions, Duels, and lastly, The Bridge. There are more unique games that you don't see much on different servers, such as Creative and Factions. These servers are mostly only found on NetherGames, and I find them really professional in NetherGames as well. These games are not found on the Hive. There are a few others, but these two are the main games that aren't found on the Hive. The problem with having this many games with less than 1,000 players is that most games don't have many people playing on them, such as Conquest and Survival Games. So while I was playing on the server, I tried to join some Survival Games and Conquest, but there was hardly any players. The server does have a private games and public games party. I rate the server a 9 out of 10 for games. Honestly, just because of the uniqueness of the games, Creative and Factions, you don't really find those on a Pocket Edition. The Hive also has 12 games. They are Sky Wars Kits, Treasure Wars, Murder Mystery, Just Build, Hide and Seek, Death Run, Survival Games, Capture the Flag, The Bridge, Ground Wars, and finally, Block Drop. The main and most popular game on the Hive is Treasure Wars, a remake of Bed Wars with some key differences, such as having a treasure instead of the bed. Since the Hive has more players online at one time, all of its games have 100 players or more at any moment. I'd rate this server an 8 out of 10 for games. Here's where we get to a little bit of a sensitive topic, which is community. Everything I know is to my knowledge and with some research. I wouldn't call it much research, but I did some research. The Hive has a very good community, with a Discord, a public support team, and a chat for everyone. To my knowledge, they have listened to the community to improve their games and server. I have seen hackers on this server, but they all haven't lasted after the game. Through excellent moderation and support staff, I'd rate this server an 8 out of 10. This is a good rating. They don't have much on their Discord server, that's why the rating is a little bit low. But yeah, 8 out of 10. Overall, pretty good. NetherGames. The NetherGames server has listened to the community by changing their YouTube requirements and having a very good Discord. With a public support team, a report team, a feedback team, and a bugs team. They also have a community text channel for every game and a recruitment channel for factions, guilds, parties, and Skyblock. Finally, they have multiple call channels and a live stream channel. I haven't seen many hackers on the server, and all the ones I have seen have been banned while I was playing the game. I'd rate this server a 7 out of 10 for the community. In conclusion, the NetherGames server is more focused on PvP and elite grinding, while the Hive server is focused more on fun with friends. That doesn't mean there aren't any competitive players on the Hive, and that doesn't mean you can't have fun on the NetherGames server. If I had to pick a server, I'd pick NetherGames, because I'm more of a competitive player. The overall scores are 24 over 30, for NetherGames and 23 overall for the Hive. A pretty close call. I like both of these servers, but I just like NetherGames better. I'm more of a competitive player overall. So yeah, that brings us to the end of the video. A short review, but a good review. To repeat myself from before, I have no ill intent with this video. This is purely my opinion from what I've observed when I compare these two servers. I have no bad history and have a good relationship with both of the servers. And yeah, subscribe to the channel.